as well, we do not focus only on research and lab work, but also we try to prepare you for work in practice. So we have a strong focus on practical skills. As you know, environmental problems are complex, and in order to solve them, you do not need only to know about biology, chemistry, and so on, but you need to look at all those different disciplines, take them into account to get an integrated view if you want to solve these problems. Therefore, here in our program, you will gain some fundamental knowledge in all the natural sciences, as you can see here, but not only those. Since human beings are very much involved in managing in managing land and creating environmental problems and solving them, you also have to know about social sciences, about economic processes, about how things work in politics and in businesses. And with these things together, you will have the ability to analyze and to solve these complex problems, and you will do this in an interdisciplinary context. That means also with scientists from other disciplines. The master program is structured as follows. In Germany, in general, the master programs are four semester, that means 2-year programs, as you can see here. This is the ideal course of studying this program. Usually in the first semester, we have the so-called compulsory part. That means you will get to know the basic knowledge that everybody in this program needs to know to study environmental sciences. That means here tools for complex data analysis is mainly about statistics. Fate and transport of pollutants is about environmental chemistry and physics. Land use and ecosystems then takes you on a broader scale of the landscapes and how people influence the ecosystems. And in environmental economics, you will learn about what incentives humans have to use or to overuse the land and what we can do. And also in the compulsory part, you will learn a broad issue of sustainability, global change, and especially renewable energies. One important part of our program is the compulsory research and training internship. It is about 6 weeks where you work in practice at some institution, at some firm, company, and so on, to get to know how environmental scientists work in practice. So now, after fulfilling this compulsory part, you will have various possibilities to specialize and to choose some electives. And as you can see here, we want to give you a lot of flexibility in choosing what is of special interest for you. Therefore, we have 2 separate elective subjects. I will show them to you on the next slide. And you can freely choose from a list of 8 different subjects, the 2 subjects that are interesting for you. I will go to the next slide to show you these. Here you see again the compulsory modules, but in the lower part you see the 8 different subjects, and you see they range from chemistry, which is mainly environmental analysis and chemicals in the environment, for example, then to looking at different environmental systems, compartments like soils or water. Aquatic systems, for example, has a focus on water. We also have the possibility to look directly at ecology and specialize in ecology. Or if you are interested in working with computers and modeling and a lot of math, then you can specialize in modeling. And finally, you can look at how humans interact with the environment and how they manage it. And this will be the part social economics and environmental management. And this will be the specialization led by myself. So from these 8 subjects, you can freely choose combinations of 2. And this will then make up your elective part. And in addition, you can take 1 module totally freely from all the modules that are offered here. And then you see that the 4th semester is fully reserved for preparing a master thesis. So it has a weight of 1/4, 30 credits in this program. So this is the broad environmental sciences program, and is characterized by a small compulsory part and a very large elective part from which you can choose. Now, when we look at the ecotoxicology program, this is different since it's a much more narrow specialization. So if you want to do not broad environmental sciences, but want to know about ecotoxicology, which means knowing and analyzing the influence of pollutants, of chemicals in the environment, how this affects environmental systems, then you need to know a whole lot of different specialized methodologies. And therefore, in the ecotoxicology master, the compulsory part is much larger because we need to make sure that you know all the relevant methods. So you see some of the modules are the same, for example, statistics, tools for complex data analysis, or fate and transport of pollutants, and so on. But then you will have some compulsory modules that really give you the knowledge that you need for ecotoxicology. There's some room in the optional modules for specialization, where you can choose something that is of interest for you to round up your knowledge. And another very important part in this ecotoxicology program is to bring you into contact with practice. So you will have a very large module, this applied module at external organizations, where you work in close contact with a company or some institution in the field of ecotoxicology. Often this is already the start of a career where you will work and get a workplace after you graduate. And for those who want to specialize in research especially, we have this research project course where you will take part in research of the working groups of this university. And also in the 4th semester there will be the master thesis, like in the environmental sciences program. So now after having this overview, I'm sure that you are interested in what you need to apply and get admitted to our programs. And first of all, it is important, as was already said, that you have a good bachelor's degree, and the bachelor's degree should be in the fields of environmental sciences, geosciences, or general natural sciences. And this will be the background that you need to study these subjects here. And sure, you need to have a strong motivation for interdisciplinary work, which means you should not only be focused on biology or chemistry or so, but you should be interested in different disciplines and learn how they can be made of use to work together. So what we require as your disciplinary qualifications here is marked in red. So you need to have some fundamental knowledge in biology and ecology, and in chemistry, and in mathematics and statistics. This is definitely necessary to be successful in these programs. Then it can be a plus if you have knowledge in physics or in geographic information systems, or geoecology, landscape ecology, and also in social sciences. So this will help you in these programs, but what is definitely required is what is marked in red. And surely the program is taught entirely in English. That means your ability to participate in English, to know English actively and passively, is very important. So if we look briefly at the employment outlook, then you can imagine that it's not that you learn a specific profession and you know you're going to be a lawyer or something. With the knowledge that you gain here, you have a very broad field of what you can do, and during your study courses and your internships you will find out what suits you best, and this gives you a lot of flexibility to work in different entities in the future. You know, environmental sciences, ecotoxicology is a cross-cutting field. That means it is necessary now in many, many different contexts, and so is the possibility to work in these contexts: research, industry, planning, government, and so on, NGOs, even media and publishing. These are all aspects where you can work with the knowledge of environmental sciences. And sure, if you want to pursue an academic career, then these master degrees will qualify you for the doctoral programs that we offer in our university and that are offered around the world. So, to summarize, we have 7 good reasons for you to study in Landau. You have seen that our degree programs really have a future because environmental problems are getting more and more important, and we need people to solve these problems. We have very good facilities for research and teaching, and this in the field of teaching, this means that we have a very good ratio between teachers and students, so there is always a possibility for close contact. We want to give you practical experience so that you don't just get the knowledge on a theoretical basis, but that you know how to apply this in practice. Contact and interaction means that you have this close possibility to interact with students on the one hand side, but with the lecturers on the other side. Moderate costs. You know, in Germany, you have heard there are no tuition fees, and the area where we live in also is not like the big cities in Germany where these 670 euros wouldn't really help you or wouldn't lead you to anything big, but here with this money you can spend a decent life. You have possibilities for networking with other countries. Right now in our international program we have about maybe 14, 15 countries studying, and so you will have the opportunity to a big network for the future. And one important point is that you are in the heart of Europe, and the distances to many sites here that you would like to visit, many cities, many natural areas is given, so you are very well connected also in that field. Now let's look at the application deadlines. The official deadlines for application are here. You can start studying already this summer, next summer in 2016. That studies would start mid-April. And the latest to apply is January 15th, but that is very close, short notice. It will be difficult to get all the visa and so on. You can apply right now for summer term 2016, and for the winter term next year we have a bit more time, but also July 15th is the absolute deadline. You should apply well in advance so that all the processes with UniAssist and with the embassy and visa and so on have enough, that there is enough buffer if something goes unexpectedly. We have a number now of ways to get in contact and to get some information about the programs. If you are interested on ecotoxicology, then we have a special person, Mr. Jochen Zubrot, who can advise you. You will get this information of these slides here afterwards, so you don't need to write it down. Environmental science is also a special person, and Marion Kraft, who you will get to know now in the question session, sits right next to me from the international office in the Welcome Center in Landau, will provide you with some information. So there is always a close contact, and we have the structures here for the international students to organize all things within a short period of time. So after this brief presentation, I would like to thank you very much for your interest, and now we are open to take your questions. Thank you.